The heavy floods we're seeing in some parts in and around Beijing. You have heavy rainstorms there. State media have reported have at least 30 people have been killed because of what's going on. President Xi Jinping is urging authorities to keep people safe as eastern and central parts of the country are facing more wild weather. James Mayger, our senior reporter, is with us out of Beijing. James, is it still raining?
It's been raining since about 10 o'clock last night in Beijing. Not particularly heavily in the city, but obviously up in the mountains, up near the Great Wall in Mayger, the rain has been very heavy, up to half a meter of rain in some parts of that area. So, you're seeing some of the footage there, but it's obviously, if you're living up in the mountains north of Beijing, it's not great.
Yeah, we've been talking about the amount of casualties. I know search and rescue efforts are underway. What are people saying, or what's the response from the government been like so far?
So there's been a series of disasters in the past few years, and the government has been trying to get ahead of those by, with preemptive warnings about, the dangers that are coming. So last night, there was already warnings earlier in the evening that it was going to be heavy rains and people should be wary of that. And I think part of that is a reaction to a couple of disasters in 2023 in Beijing and in Zhengzhou earlier, where a lot of people drowned because there wasn't warnings. And so, sometimes they've gone overboard. There was a wind warning last year, which in the end didn't turn out to be anything. But I think in this case, that kind of preemptive warning is it's sort of preparing people for what has happened. But there hasn't actually been a lot of discussion on social media about this, whether that's because it's being scrubbed or whether people just aren't talking about it is unclear. There's been a few stories in state media just sort of with the bare facts. So I guess we'll see going forward, how serious this actually is. It's probably likely there are many more than 30 people who have actually died. That was the toll at midnight last night. And generally in disasters like this, you tend to see that the initial counts are very, just because rescue workers can't get into the most affected areas immediately, the initial counts are low. Whether this turns out to be as bad as the flooding in August in 2023 or not, we'll have to wait and see. But it's not great for the people of northern Beijing.
Yeah, James, thank you. James Mayger there with an update, our senior reporter for Chinese Eco and Gov, and hope everyone is, of course, okay in those affected areas.